Right, you've all seen the title on the thumbnail, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you've somehow been living under a rock, everyone is fucking quitting. So if you've been anywhere near Rec Room YouTube in the last 20 odd days, you'd see that everyone is leaving. And that's not an exaggeration. I tried to count it, and I lost track at about like 50 or something. Like, that is a lot. Like, damn! So yeah, I thought I'd just come give my thoughts about it, give a wee update for all the real ones at the end. Now, first of all, let's address the elephant in the room. Am I quitting? Unfortunately for all of us, no. Me personally, I'm staying making Rec Room content because I think that Skull put it the best, saying that you can do two things. One, you can sit there and sulk and do nothing about it and quit. Or two, use your platform and your voice to make a change for the game. Although, you know, I do get the reasons people are quitting. Primarily, the big one is the game is fucking shit now. I watched a bunch of different people's videos saying why they're quitting, and the thing I heard most primarily was Rec Room doesn't listen to their players in the slightest. And they're absolutely right, because they have just done update after update, ruining the game and just adding. Well, they haven't added it in. In fact, even the Rec Room originals have fallen off with the stuff they've added. If we look at the plays for the most recent free originals, the only moderate success they've had recently is Make It to Midnight with 14.6 million plays. And then a huge fall off with the next game, My Little Monsters, is only at 5.2. I know it's not been out for long, but Run the Block is still only at 1.8 million. In fact, I haven't even played that yet. This shit is mad! And it's not even just the Rec Room originals that suck at this point. The Hot and the New tab are full of some absolute shite! Like, it seemed to be just a little bit better now, but a couple months ago there was a point where this was just absolute slop, like to the point they had to change the rules of the game. Here's an example, there's like a million of these build your own games. I'll build your own toilet warfare. Hold on, we're on peak right now. And the general feel of the game just isn't the same anymore. Right, I'm not going to be the 20 millionth and fourth person to say, oh, Rec Room's so much better in 2020. Rec Room's so nostalgic. We lost everything. Ugh. Like, aye, the game was a lot more fun back then because it was more involved, bigger community. It was more engaging. People were actually making good rooms. They weren't limiting themselves because if they didn't make it with Rec Room Studio, it's not high quality enough. Which I feel like that's the reason a lot of maps don't get made anymore. Not to mention Rec Room's lack of involvement. Like, other than the one video contest not long ago, there hasn't been shit to do with contests. There hasn't been building contests. There hasn't been art contests. There hasn't been shit. Not to mention Rec Room themselves not updating any games. Which I can't even joke about that because that's an actual problem. The Battle Pass and fucking Rec Royale said, coming soon, for like 2 years now. Right, I get Rec Royale as an old game, but with their second most recent RRO, a game that should be live service, constantly adding pets, constantly adding new decorations, letting people in your garden and shit, they don't update that shit. The only thing they've added in like a year is like a single lodge up a hill. That's not good enough, mate. But when talking about the YouTube side of the community, it gets a lot worse. And hearing what people say, I completely get why they quit, and they are completely justified. Because if you look at the views on the average Rec Room video, they are nothing compared to what they used to be. I'm not what I thought my videos don't get shit anyway. The interest in Rec Room as the time goes on is just exponentially decreasing. And I don't know if that's just the landscape of YouTube. I don't know if people are just growing out of Rec Room. Obviously, the people who watched during its peak in like 2022, 2021, they've all grown up now. It's been like 3 years since then. Most of them are like teenagers. And you know, I think Rec Room might not understand how time works because obviously everyone has grown up. The game's been out for like 8 years, but they're still making brain rot ass ads of like Poppy Playtime, fucking simulator, fucking hobby, and that's what makes fucking little kids come in like, I want to play Poppy Playtime in Rec Room for free, and then they play it on their mom's iPad and then they delete it 2 minutes later because it's shite. And at what point is that false advertisement? And anyway, back to the YouTube side of it, the game being like this now is forcing people who make it their income to switch to something else. And they're right to do so because they have talent and skills that they can use elsewhere and it works. So big names like Slat, Therapeutic, Bofaya, they're all moving and shifting their content to other games like Gorilla Tag. Shit, I don't blame them. I don't really like Gorilla Tag, but I've seen that they keep up with the community. They add what people want. They listen. It shows, just look at how fast someone like Slat has gained. I think it's like 200,000 subscribers in just like 8 months. Rec Room has become greedy, unreliable, soulless, corporate dog shit. There was a time, and people can admit that they did care about what people said, but I don't know if some sort of management shift happened or something. They don't give a shit now. VR players don't get shit. They just focus on mobile and console, which gets them the most money. Like, the experience in VR is still dog shit right now because they just won't update it and cheat and fix it. I play on standalone Quest 2, and it's not as bad for me, but I've heard a lot of PC players complain about how dog shit it is right now. And obviously, unoptimization has been a problem for Rec Room for years because they use an outdated engine. But it gets to a point where you can't excuse it anymore. Honestly, the worst part of this is anytime there's any new feature, they do the dumbest thing and send it on a fucking split test. No, that's not how it should work. Give it to everyone or make it like people sign up to like beta test it. Don't split off half the player base if they see new features. That's how people stop playing. They see their friends who have this new cool shit. They don't have it. They can't do shit. And not even just that, like a bunch of YouTubers who make content and like updates and that. If they're in the half that don't get it, they're fucked. Did it outsource their footage or whatever? You can't just go on and get it. Every single update Rec Room does is detrimental to the health of the game. And honestly, I think this downfall started when they removed weeklies. Because, oh my god, I need to rant about this for a second. I fucking hate their excuse for it. They said, not enough players do it. Aye the day. Fucking hundreds of people stream doing it every single week. Thousands watch those streams. And my theory is they're basing it off of the amount of players there are in the game compared to how many earn it. And right, here's the thing about that. There are millions of accounts that are inactive and just alt accounts and just worthless. Like, they don't play. And then there's like a huge portion of people who keep getting banned and making new accounts, keep getting banned and making new accounts. And then those accounts are left to rot. And then they changed it to be even stupider monthly challenges. The players out of the know were confused as fuck. Because they were wondering why it went from, oh yeah, I get a new thing every week for free, to why won't we get it in a month? Especially the people who like don't spend money on the game and don't want to buy skins. There was a point where I was quite bored of the game, but the thing that kept bringing me back was streaming, getting the weekly every week. That was by far the most fun part of it. And overall, they just stopped caring and only cared about earning money and not how much fun we're having. And if I was to sum it up in just a couple words, I would say that Rec Room did this to himself and they abandoned the game. Like, yes, they still work on it, but they abandoned the game itself to focus on the monetary value. And I think it is a good thing a lot of people are quitting, because it's going to show Rec Room people are fucking tired. They are tired of zero updates. They're tired of constant bugs. Rec Room has failed their community and they refuse to see it or admit it. They haven't even acknowledged any of this. So our only hope is everyone quitting acts enough as a boycott that they fucking do something about it. So yeah, that's pretty much my yap sesh about all this. Rec Room won't fix our game. Everyone's quitting and it's their fault. This is the next section. I'm going to be talking more about my channel and how I'm going to go in the future and a couple updates about me. But yeah, where's my channel going in the future? Fucking straight to the bin, too, you know. Anyway, I'm not going to be quitting Rec Room, at least mostly. It's mostly going to be my main content. And I'm lucky enough to have a backup game like Skyclaim that I'm part of their creator program in. My hope is all this brings some light to the issues in Rec Room and they do something and a lot of people come back. Because I don't want to see this die. Like, I've been playing this game for fucking 5 years straight, basically. Shit, I even met my girlfriend for like 4 years on this game. It does hold a special place. Everyone's just really sick of it. I can't remember the last time I just hopped on the game just to play it. Not for recording, not for making something, not for anything, just playing it. But I do have hopes for the type of videos I'm going to make, and I want to talk about that because I think it's going to be quite cool. Ever since I made my Retcon finale, I've had this idea for a new content type that I guess for now I'll just call it lore videos. If you remember back in my Retcon video, the intro and the outro were like kind of cinematic. Didn't really tell a story, but like they had something going on in it. And then the main meat of the video was like real gameplay and stuff. Kind of want to pivot into that sort of direction. I like creating like stories and stuff and like storytelling, but like, my type of content when it's like live gameplay and I just splice it up in funny moments and that, it's kind of hard. So my thought is, you know, I'll just spoil my next video I'm working on like a backrooms video, right? I'm going to have the main meat of the video, me us playing it, like, and then the intro is going to be like a flashback to Retcon video so people know what's happening. And then it's going to be me saying something like, oh, it's a dangerous mission. And then the ending is going to pay off something that is going to turn into a spin-off episode. And I honestly just think that's really cool. But it takes a lot of time to make that sort of stuff, so I really need Rec Room to be a proper investment in my time. That's not going to be all my videos, I have stuff like in between it, like just to like, so my channel doesn't fucking die in between uploads. But I want to know if you guys would be interested in that sort of thing, like adding some like storytelling into my videos. And I'm thinking even like maybe during some parts of the gameplay, I could take the real voices of what we're saying in that and then like recreate the scene like cinematically. Like, so it's like dubbed over. I think that would be quite cool. A couple other things. Something you've probably noticed in this video is my voice sounds different. But recently I've noticed I fucking lost my accent. If you go back to some of your older videos, you can hear my Scottish accent more predominantly. But then in my later videos I started talking like this and I lost my accent. So honestly this video I'm trying to kind of force it back into a habit. Because I low-key like gaslit myself into changing it. Because I thought like, oh, it was after I started growing a wee bit, so I thought like, people can't really understand what I'm saying, so I need to make it more clear because most of my viewers are American. Even though I'm sick right now in real life, so my voice is more raspy. So don't be alarmed if it starts like fluctuating. Been thinking about the idea of splitting my Skyclaim stuff into a separate channel, but right now that game's still like a small community, so I'm not sure if that's worth it to go to a separate channel to grow because I just crashed. My point proven. I just fucking crashed. But anyway, I was toying the idea of making a second channel for like other games because the view difference of my Skyclaim videos to my Rec Room videos I can clearly tell not all my Rec Room watchers watch my Skyclimb stuff. It's clearly a different group. So I think that's pretty much all I want to yap about. If you made it this far, comment a squirrel emoji. And if you want a glimpse of what my content's going to be like in the future, click the retcon video whenever I put it on the screen. It's going to be a lot like that. It was the finale, so I wanted to make it like a bigger thing. And I actually really liked making it. It was quite fun. Like going without a script and just like fucking about. But yeah, I forgot to end intros. I thought it would just been abrupt. So